Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday Morning Core Stability. Happy to have you here. Just remember to take breaks when you need it, keep some water nearby, and listen to your body. Do what you need. We'll go ahead and start. Let's go find our mats and get ourselves in a neutral standing position. We'll keep our toes pointed forward, arms. We're going to put hands on our hips. And we're going to go ahead and start with some marches. So taking our knee, driving it up to our chest, and repeating on the left and right sides. And our goal here is to stay pretty stable right in the center. We don't want to lean all of our weight into our right side and our left as we're marching. We want to stay centered with our weight, using that low ab engagement to pull those knees up towards our chest. We're keeping our feet flexed as we drive up the knee. Good, we're starting to get that breath going as well. And we're still alternating right and left here. In a few seconds, we're going to switch to just one side. Good. All right, in 5 seconds, we're going to switch to just raising the right leg. 3, 2, 1. So we're continuing that march, but we're going right knee, right leg only. So we're getting that balance engagement on that left leg, kind of that low ab engagement in the right. Good, keeping the breath going. A few more breaths. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's switch. Raising the left leg only, getting that balance and stability in the right. Nice job. And again, just trying to keep that weight centered in our body. Not trying to put all of our weight over in our right standing leg. Few more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's get our feet back down underneath us, toes pointing forward, underneath our hips. Let's get those arms going. So we'll take nice big arm circles going up towards the ceiling, wall in front of me, floor and wall behind me. Just making them as big as I can right now. Feeling that breath going. Our body's starting to get warmed up. Good. Nice big forward arm circles. Let's slowly make them just a little bit smaller. Big breaths in through the nose. Good. Let's get those arms as small as we can go. And from here, let's switch the direction. Keep the circle small.
Could you either speak up or turn the music down?
Yeah. Let me adjust my microphone and see if that helps. Is that a little better? Or do I need to turn the music down?
That is a little better.
Okay. You got it. Let me know if it doesn't help and I'll turn it down. A few more seconds with those arm circles. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let those arms down. Shake out the shoulders. We're going to go ahead and keep our feet neutral in that stance. Raising the arms up about shoulder height or putting our hands on our hips. We're just going to do some torso twists. So keeping my feet planted where they're at and just turning my hips, shoulders, and torso left and right. Nice and slow, controlled rotation of the spine here. No reason to go quick. Just wanting to get that engagement, warm up those back muscles, everything that surrounds our spine and hips. Good. Once again, keeping the breath going. Keeping our shoulders back and down. Nice job. Keep it going. A few more here. Big breaths. Muscles are getting warmed up. Let's go 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let those arms down. Bring ourselves back to center. We're going to go ahead and practice some pelvic tilting. So imagining we're kind of doing a standing cat-cow. So I'm going to stay with my feet under my hips neutral, toes are forward. I'm going to place my hands on my hips to get kind of a little extra feedback. I'm going to push my pelvis and hips forward as far as I can go. And then I'm going to tilt the hips backwards and push my butt out to the wall behind me. And repeat. So as we're pushing the hips forward, we're squeezing the abs as well, trying to get them to pull our hips forward. And then when we're pulling them back, we're using kind of those low back muscles. A little bit of engagement on both sides of the hips, using those muscles that tilt them. And when we're pushing the hips forward, we're squeezing the glutes as well. Just kind of using those hands on our hips to feel how much we can tilt our hips forward and backward. Good. Let's go for just a few more breaths here. Really warming up those muscles. We're going to be using them today. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Back to that neutral standing position. We can go hands on our hips, or we can go prayer hands, or we can leave them out by our side. I'm going to put them on my hips. I'm going to go ahead and raise that right leg out to the side. And we can go on our tiptoes, or we can leave it elevated. But we're just going to pull the leg out, hovering it, and bringing it back towards the left leg. So doing some standing leg abductions, more balance work here. So balancing on that left leg, just slowly raising the right leg. And remember, we can use our toes if we need to. If we need a little extra support, we can always use a wall or a chair. But really squeezing those abs and that left glute to keep us stable as we abduct and adduct that right leg. We're trying to keep our knees in line with each other. Nice job. Keep those muscles engaged around that spine, around those hips. A few more seconds here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring that right leg back down under hips, toes forward, shake out the hips if we need to. Let's go ahead and repeat on that left side, raising the left leg up and out to the side, away from the right knee, and bringing it back towards the right knee, and just repeating there. Feeling a little bit of ankle wobbles in that standing leg. That is normal, that is okay. That means our ankle is adjusting, balancing for us. And if you're on carpet or you're wearing spongy shoes, it'll be even harder for you. Good. We're squeezing those abs, bringing them in towards our spine as we raise the left leg out to the left. And take these at whatever pace is comfortable for you. Remember to use supports where we need them. Got just a few more seconds here. Keep it going. Try to recenter your weight if you feel yourself getting really far and heavy in that right leg. Almost there. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's get those feet back down underneath us. Grabbing water if we need it. We're going to go into everyone's favorite. So we'll keep that neutral stance, feet under hips, toes facing forward. I'm going to slowly lower my hands down to the mat. And keeping my feet planted, I'm going to slowly walk my hands away from my feet until I come to a high plank or a down dog position. We're doing inchworms, and then I'm going to walk my hands back towards my feet and repeat. So take that big inhale at the top, walk yourself out as far as you can. That's comfortable. Hold for just a second and walk back. And we're really trying to avoid that swaying side to side. We're really staying centered with our weight, keeping our pelvis neutral and our abs and glutes engaged as we walk out into that plank position. Nice job. These inchworms are tough. We got just a couple more. Keep that breath going. Inhale at the top. Slow exhale as we walk out. And last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and slowly bring yourself back up to standing. Or actually, you can stay low to the mat. We're going to come down to the mat and lie on our back. Grab a quick drink of water if you need. All right, so we're bringing ourselves down to the mat and we're going to be lying on our back. Let's go ahead and make sure our back, we don't want that arch in the low back, so let's tuck the hips if we need to. Make sure we have a nice flat back and engaged core. Let's go ahead and raise both legs up towards the ceiling as well as our arms. And we're going to start with a nice slow dead bug here. So I'm going to slowly drop my left leg down and my right arm down to the floor while my right leg and left arm stay up in the air. Then I'm going to slowly bring them back to the center and repeat with the other opposite arm and leg. And we always have the option here if we need to just do the legs. So dropping the right, dropping the left leg. Arms are a little extra brain challenge. We're doing these nice and slow and we're alternating. Make sure we take that inhale at the top. And we'll exhale as we pull our limbs back together. Nice job. Make sure we're keeping that core engaged. Using that breath. Nice job. A few more breaths here. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a little break. We're going to go back into those dead bugs, but we're going to work just the right side. So I'm going to be dropping my right leg down and my left arm down and just repeating with that side only, okay? Let's go ahead and raise those arms and legs up. Tuck the pelvis, get that nice flat back. Pushing my belly button down into the mat and squeeze the abs. And let's go ahead, right side only, right leg, left arm only. If we need to take a little pressure off, we won't drop the leg as far, or we'll have a bend in our knee. Nice job. Keep it going. Make sure we're using that breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it together. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get a quick reset. Roll out the hips if we need to. And now we'll repeat on the left side only. So dropping left leg down and right arm down. In 3, 2, 1, left side only. Nice job. We're keeping that core engaged, staying flat in our mat, using our breath, feeding those core muscles with oxygen. Keep it going. Last 10 seconds.
Sorry, Katie. I have no idea what we're doing.
We're dead bugs, so arms and legs up in the air and dropping the left leg down, keeping the right leg up.
And what do you mean by up in the air? Are they straight? Are they bent? Are they over your head, behind your head?
They are straight, extended, or there's a slight bend in the knee, just up from our hips.
But are your arms over your chest or behind your head to start?
They'll be over your chest to start, and then when you drop it, they'll be behind your head. And 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and pause. Bring the legs down. Roll out the hips. Shake the knees left to right. Get a quick reset. And let's go ahead and stay on our backs lying position. Arms are going to come down to our sides, palms facing down. Re-engaging the core, tucking the hips. I'm going to raise my legs, feet up off the mat, and I'm going to have a bend in my knee now, so about 90 degrees. I'm going to slowly point my toes and drop them down to the left side of the mat, come back to center, and over to the right side of the mat. And we're repeating here, so just kind of drawing a rainbow with our toes, but keeping our core engaged. Good. Once again, using that breath. Exhale during the hard part. And we're taking these nice and slow. Just trying to keep that ab engagement the whole time, whole way through.
Again, do you want our legs on the ground or up in the air?
They're in the air. Just a slight bend in the knee, so about 90-degree angle. Toes are pointed. And then you'll drop toes down to the left side of the mat. Bring them back up in the air to center. And dropping them to the right side of the mat. And back to center. Can I offer any further clarification?
No, but that wasn't what I thought you were doing. That's why I asked.
Okay. They always ask questions. Good. Just a few more here. Keeping that breath going. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring those legs down. Let's stay in this lying position. We're going to get our feet flat on the mat, knees pointed up to the ceiling. Preparing ourselves to do a glute bridge. So widening the feet just outside of our hips. Knees are pointed up. My pelvis is on the ground right now. My feet are flat. I'm going to take that big inhale And I'm going to slowly, starting from the hips and glutes, push them up towards the ceiling, and also squeezing my abs as I raise the hips up off the floor into a glute bridge, holding for about 2 seconds, and then slowly lowering the hips back down to the floor and repeating. All right, on our next bridge, we're going to hold in 3, 2, 1. Let's push the hips up to the sky, driving them up through the heels and the glutes. Option to stay here in this hold, or we can raise the right foot off the ground, drive the knee towards our face, and place it down and repeat with the left side. So adding a march or holding the bridge. If you've added the march, try to keep the hips up. Don't let them dip low to the ground. Make sure we're going nice and slow, keeping the abs squeezed and the glutes. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips back down to the ground. Let's get some windshield wipers and recovery. So dropping the knees down over to the left side, back to center, and down over to the right. Just a gentle twist in the hips. Nice job. We're going back to those bridges shortly. All right, let's go ahead and set ourselves back up for bridges. Feet flat on the mat, knees pointed up to the ceiling, lying on my back. And let's go ahead, arms down by our sides to keep us anchored. And let's drive the hips up to the ceiling, squeezing the glutes, keeping our weight in our heels. Shoulders are going to press down into the mat as we squeeze the glutes and drive the hips up. Remember to hold at the top for just a couple seconds before lowering the hips. Nice job. And using that breath once again, inhale when we're down on the mat, exhale as we're pushing up. We also want to make sure our knees are staying apart. We don't want them to fall together. The knees apart, imagine there's a band around them. You gotta pull away from the band. All right, going into our next hold in 3, 2, 1. Pushing the hips up. Weight is in our heels, squeezing our abs, breathing and just holding here, or adding that march, alternating, raising the right foot off the mat and the left. Nice job. Don't forget about those abs. Keep them squeezed, even when we're using mostly glutes. Almost there. You got this. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and drop the hips and roll them out. Windshield wipers. Dropping the knees down to the left and over to the right. Going nice and slow here. protecting our spine as we rotate it very slowly. All right, last round of bridges coming up. Gather the breath, bring our feet back to center. Feet planted on the mat, slightly wider than hips. Toes at 12 o'clock, knees to the ceiling. Arms down by our sides. Let's do this, last set of bridges. And go. Pushing the hips up, using the glutes. Squeezing out the top, abs and glutes, holding for just a couple seconds and lowering. Taking that big exhale as we push. Inhale as we're down on the mat. Keep it going right here. Squeezing the abs and glutes in unison, keeping our spine as stable as possible. Got this. Remember, we want to keep that weight more in our heels, kind of driving through the heels. All right, last hold coming up in 3, 2, 1. Pushing the hips up. Squeeze those glutes as tight as you can. Drawing in the abs. And just holding here or adding that march. Raising right and left foot off the ground, alternating. Nice job, 10 more seconds. Keep those hips up. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, bring the hips down. Shake them out. Let's bring both knees into our chest and give them a nice hug and just roll out that low back for a second. So hugging the knees into our chest and just doing a nice slow rock left to right. All right, let's go ahead and drop the knees back down. Let's roll ourselves over onto our left side. So we're staying down on the mat, but we're gonna come to our left side, down on the mat. I'm going to bend at the knee, creating about a 90-degree angle in my knee, or even bringing the heels a little closer to the glutes. I'm gonna take my left elbow and bend my arm at a 90-degree angle as well, using my left elbow as a support for my chest and shoulders. So I'm on my side, kind of in a half side plank, but I'm not standing, just using my left arm as a support. My chest is open, my chest and face are facing to the right. And I have my knees stacked on top of each other, my ankles are stacked, and my feet are stacked. I'm gonna make sure my hips aren't rolled kind of back towards the back of the mat. I'm gonna keep my hips stacked as well. So good rule of thumb is my feet, ankles, knees, and hips are all stacked on top of each other as I'm on my left side here. I'm gonna place my right hand on my right hip. I'm gonna slowly, keeping my feet together, I'm going to raise my right knee up towards the ceiling, away from my left knee, and lowering it back down towards the left knee. Some clamshells here, just slowly opening up the right knee. And if it's a little too much on your left shoulder, you can also do these lying on your side, just using your left arm kind of as a support for your head as we open the right knee. Should be feeling some work in that right glute, right inner thigh. Nice job. And if you feel your hips starting to open up and roll backwards, keep them stacked. Make sure that glute is doing the work. Few more breaths here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lower ourselves all the way down to the mat if you weren't already in that position. So I'm going to extend my left arm up overhead. So now I'm lying on my left side. My knees, ankles, hips are all still stacked. I'm going to bring my right hand behind my head so my elbow points up to the ceiling. And I'm going to raise my head, neck, and shoulders up to the ceiling, squeezing that right oblique right side of the body. So just doing a side crunch here. Keeping my legs where they're at, just stacked. Trying to take that inhale as I'm lying and extended. Exhale as I crunch the right side of my body, bringing my elbow towards my hips, towards the ceiling. Just taking these nice and slow.
So is your elbow going from over your head down toward your hips?
Yep. Yeah, so
And
left arm is just down on the
up, and then you come all the way back down to the mat?
Yes. So thinking of it like as if you were doing a regular crunch, but we're only doing the right side. Nice job. Let's go for just a few more here. Exhale during the hard part. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and give yourself a break. Stay in that lying position, but we're going to keep the left knee bent where it's at, and we're going to extend the right leg straight. So the leg that's on top is straight. In this lying position, I'm just going to raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. So extended right leg, raising it towards the ceiling and dropping it back down to the mat. And repeating there nice and slow. So activating that right glute to raise the leg. Some leg lifts, side leg lifts. You've got it. Keep it going. Keep breathing. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and take a rest, and let's grab some water if we need it, of course. And let's lower ourselves now, or turn over to the right side of our body. We're going to repeat all the exercises now on the right. So bringing my right side rib cage down to the floor, stacking my feet, ankles, knees, and hips on top of each other, and a slight bend in the leg. It could be 90 degrees or a little bit less. Either using my right arm as a support underneath me or lying completely flat with my right arm extended overhead. Making sure my hips are stacked, I'm going to slowly raise the left knee up away from the right knee, opening the legs in a clamshell and lowering it back down. And repeating. And now we're doing clamshells on the other side. Make sure our feet and ankles stay together. Only thing that's pulling away is the knee. Well, and the leg, of course. But we're keeping the hips and feet stationary as we raise the knee. Feeling that work happening in that left glute. Nice job. We're keeping these nice and slow. We call it time under tension. Good. A few more breaths here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give those glutes a break. Lower your entire side down to the ground now if you are in the half plank position. So my right arm is extended overhead, and I'm just kind of resting my head on my right bicep. From here, I'm going to come into that kind of a preparing for a crunch position. So staying on my side, bringing left hand behind my head and neck to support, and crunching, bringing my head, neck, and shoulders off the ground towards my hips and the ceiling, kind of at that angle, and lowering. So doing that side crunch, just using the left obliques now as my crunch. Remember to take that big exhale as we're crunching. Nice job. Keep it going. That left side, left obliques are going to be feeling it. Keep breathing. You got this. Go 10 more seconds. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let those head, neck, and shoulders fall back down. Give them a quick rest. Let's keep the right knee bent and planted on the floor. We're going to extend the left leg long, still keeping the hips stacked. We're going to slowly raise that left leg up towards the ceiling and lower it back down towards the mat and repeat. So we want that work to be coming from the left glute. We're squeezing the glute to raise the leg up. Option to point the toes or to flex the foot. Good job. Keep taking those breaths. Using that left glute to raise the leg. But staying nice and controlled with our movement here. Last 10 seconds. You got this. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and let that leg lower. Take a brief rest there. We're going to go ahead, staying down on the mat, but now we're going to roll onto our stomachs. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it. And once we get down on our stomachs here, kind of find that neutral position. So extending the legs long behind us, relaxing the feet. And we're going to extend the arms long as well. So out in front of us, straight out from the shoulders. My thumbs are going to be facing up towards the ceiling. And I'm keeping my head neutral. So I'm keeping my gaze and nose down towards the mat, but my arms are extended up overhead. From here, we're going to focus on raising the chest and arms and the legs. So using the glutes, I'm going to squeeze my glutes, raise the legs up, and raise my chest and arms off the mat as well. I'm hovering. The only thing that's kind of on the floor is my rib cage and my hips. And I'm going to slowly lower back down and repeat. So Superwoman, Superman, what we call the exercise. Just keep those thumbs up. We're doing these nice and slow, focusing on squeezing the glutes, squeezing a little bit of that low back muscle. And the abs. And remember, I'm not turning my head up to look like nose facing hands. I'm keeping my head down, facing the mat to keep my spine neutral. Do these at whatever pace you feel is good for us. So 10 more seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little rest. Shake out those hips left to right. Let's go ahead and stack, bring our arms back in, and let's stack our left hand over right or right hand over left. So making a little pillow for our forehead. My legs are still extended long behind me. From here, I'm going to focus on squeezing that right glute, pointing the right toes, and just raising that right leg. Raising the right leg off the ground and lowering. Just repeating nice and slow there. We're engaging in that whole leg. The glute and our abs are keeping us planted on the mat. We're not raising too high here. The goal isn't to work the low back, it's to work the glute. A few more seconds here. Those last few reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower that right leg, give it a rest. And let's repeat on the left leg. So pointing the toes, squeezing that left glute, and raising left leg only. Raise and lower. Nice lying leg lift on the left side. And again, we're not going for how high we can raise our legs here. We're just trying to keep that glute engaged the whole time. Nice work. Last 10 seconds. And we're going to go back into the Supermans or women. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that left leg down. Shake the hips out left to right. Quick reset. Let's extend the arms long overhead again. Thumbs up, pinkies down. Pinkies down on the floor, thumbs up to the ceiling. Keeping my head neutral, so ears between my shoulders, nose facing the mat. Once again, we're going to go into those raising arms and chest off the ground in unison with both of my legs. Using just a little bit of that low back and the glutes. The abs are squeezing as well to help raise us off the mat. So hips and the bottom of my rib cage Stay planted in the mat while the appendages raise. Nice job. This is another one of those exercises where you can really focus on that breath, exhaling during the hard part. So exhaling as I raise myself off the mat. Inhale while I'm down. Exhale, raise. Nice work. Just a few more here. Almost there. Don't forget about those abs. Make sure we're squeezing the abs as well as we raise ourselves. Last 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower ourselves all the way down. I hear that cool down music coming, but we have one more exercise here. So let's stay bellies down, but let's raise ourselves up into a tabletop. Hands are going to be firmly planted on the mat. My wrists, elbows, and shoulders are all stacked, and my knees are planted as well. Option to stay here and just walk the knees back and do about a half high plank, or we can plant the toes down on the mat, raise the knees up, and come into this full high plank position. We're going to do our last hold for the day in this plank. You can also do a forearm plank if you'd like. Coming down on the forearms, making fists with our hands, and holding. Main thing I want you to focus on, squeezing the abs and the glutes in unison. All right, and let's go ahead and hold. Last hold of the day, keeping our back as flat as we can. Squeeze those glutes. Press and squeeze those abs. Keep yourself aboard a plank. You got this. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower yourselves down. Take a quick breath, and let's cool it down. Let's go ahead and find that tabletop position once again. So hands flat on the mat, wrists, elbows, shoulders are all stacked, and my knees are planted under my hips. Feet are trailing behind me. We're going to go for some cat-cows here. So go ahead and start with that inhale, arching the back, tilting the hips up, pointing the nose to the ceiling. Let's pause here for a second, shake the hips out, left to right. And let's exhale, arching the back, pushing the hips and pelvis forward, bringing the nose back down towards the mat. And repeat, just nice and slow, taking care of our body. Remember, we're adding that side to side hip sway if we'd like. Once again, tying the breathing into every movement. The big part of weightlifting is kind of using those breathing techniques. Last one here. Good. Let's go ahead and find a seated position on the mat now. So glutes, hips down on the mat. I'm going to extend my legs long out in front of me. Sitting upright. Chest is nice and proud. Shoulders back and down. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee up, hug it into the chest. I'm either staying here or stepping the right foot over my left knee and hugging with my left arm, feeling that stretch in the right glute. Just taking those deep breaths, trying to get our body back to regulation, regular heartbeat, regular breath rate. The fun part about exercise is that your breath rate will be higher for pretty much the rest of the day. But that means you're burning more calories throughout the rest of your day. Let's go ahead and release that right leg. Extend it back out in front of us. And let's repeat with the left leg. So bending at the knee, pulling the left knee into my chest and giving it a big hug while my right leg stays extended. Staying here or stepping left foot over right knee and hugging the knee into the chest again, stretching the left glute out now. Couple more seconds here. Good. Let's go ahead and release that left leg. Staying in this seated position, let's go ahead and bend the knees and bring the bottoms soles of our feet together, letting the knees naturally fall out to the left and right sides, and bringing those heels in as close to our hips as we can. Butterfly stretch, getting a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Option to stay sitting upright or slowly kind of lower your torso towards your feet. Feeling our heart rate getting slower again. And from the seated position, let's go ahead and bring the bottoms of our feet flat, back down on the mat, knees together. Slowly lowering ourselves down into a lying position on the mat. So lying on my back, I'm gonna hug both knees close into my chest, and I'm going to hug them with both arms and just slowly rock left to right, massaging and rolling out the lower back. Option to draw little circles to the left or to the right. Just giving yourself a nice massage because you deserve it. And let's drop the feet down. Bring ourselves back up to seated and give yourselves a pat on the back. Nice work today. You rocked it. We were listening to rock music, so you totally rocked it. Great work.